everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 38 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video we're boosting our power production by 18,000 megawatts. With a simple layout thanks to some alternate recipes and power shards, this small but mighty power plant really adds to our world, and should hopefully set us up for our nuclear preparations. Thank you for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, welcome back everybody. It's time for some more power. We are pretty much pushing up to our limits. My next few plans for factories are taking thousands of megawatts each, even over 10,000 for some of them. So we're going to need more power, and even in order to get to nuclear power, I'm going to need to add more power just to get to that. So we are going to jump in today and do some more fuel power. Nothing like too crazy. It's just a little bit more like not a bigger version of what we've done before. Less refineries, because I'm going to overclock everything. As you can see on the side, I'm going to be doing 144 power shards, which means we need to go for a little bit of an adventure at the end, just to grab some power shards to overclock the fuel generators. So we only have to use 48 instead of, I forget how many it was before. I think it was like 100, so it was over 100 before. So without further ado, let's quickly gather our materials. We have 18 things we're going to need. We have 18 refiners, 12 water extractors, 15 blenders, 48 fuel generators, and then you need the power shards, obviously. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I mean some pipes and everything too, but I did a couple things just between last episode and this one just to get us better set up for moving forward. I did go ahead and throw together a little storage area above the truck drop off. It's nothing too complicated, so I figured it didn't really require a whole episode, but I can go over it in case anyone has never done a bulk storage before. I'll just fly over there just so you get a good idea. So as you can see, it's basically just walls of storage containers. That's why I thought it wasn't going to be that exciting to watch. It's literally just storage containers stacked on top of each other and connected together. So the feed line, at least from the truck stations, comes from down below here. They drop down from their output of the trucks. There's some stuff coming in now. They're all connected together into merger lines so that there is one line. Basically the material split in half from the output of their machines. One goes on and then it splits onto each line here. And then, so they'll come up here. They come up to all the way up. I did a top down feed because I, kind of ran out of room I didn't have the room to do a bottom down storage system because obviously there's the truck station down below here. So we did the first spot they feed into. So come all the way down along here, and then these are all smart splitters. All the smart splitters all the way down are set to overflow in the center output, and then the left output is whatever the corresponding storage container is. So that means they all come flowing down, and when they're full, like you can see my quick wire is full here, everything just a few things are full, so everything's just getting sunk right now. But that's how, so instead of, once things get backed up and breaking everything, it just flows off into the awesome sink. And then I just went ahead and I labeled what storage containers what. As you can see, it's not really any crazy decorations done. It was just I wanted to be able to have my items ready to go. And now we actually have everything. So I do also have some things being brought over because we have the drones now as well. Oh, you stuck? Oh, he's just taking off. So the drone port, if you've never used drones before, they're actually quite simple. So you can have multiple drones come to one. So these are the storage ones. I can have multiple drones drop off items to the ports. I only made a second one just to, make it a little easier for myself. So one port is bringing in I think it's silica and my quartz crystal. And then the other ones are bringing in all the things from the aluminum factory. Now, in order to keep them powered, you need to have batteries feeding into at least one of the drone ports that they go to. So I have the batteries obviously feeding the old drone port over at the aluminum base. And then to feed this one, when they get dropped off here, let's go downstairs for a second. I'll show you what I did. So I have a smart splitter here that out of the left output will be batteries, but by having the center output still as overflow, that means this has the maximum amount of batteries it can hold, and then it sent, as you can see, the rest of my batteries actually get sent still to storage. And then this one is just for the sheets and the casings. Or wait, no, this is sheets and casings. This one is connected to the quartz, and they just get merged and they go downstairs, and they go all the way down the line to their corresponding storage. So yeah, that is just a quick explanation of. I don't think it's a smart storage system. Vernon has never done it, but I'm sure most people are kind of familiar with this by now. Super basic, super easy, and we can move on to the other part I wanted to show you guys. I almost forgot. These used to be making the space elevator parts. So what it is now is this one is making me my radio control units, so that I actually have things for making blenders with. I need to reload this with some crystal oscillators. I got a bunch in storage, but I haven't actually automated them yet. That is the next episode after this one. We got 50 crystal oscillators per minute. Okay, so now we can move on to our actual fuel power plant build, where we're going to make 18, I think I probably mentioned it in the intro, but I'll mention it again, 18,000 megawatts of power. So you need 18 refineries, 12 water extractors, 15 blenders, and 48 fuel generators. I got my little list of things I'm going to need to gather up here along the side, and then we'll be able to go from there. I think I have 75 radio control units now. I had this going for a little bit, making me a few. Oh yeah, we're good to go. How many is that? 73. No, that's good. So I'll make another 2 really quick. I have everything else, and then we'll head on over. So where I'm going to do this is I'm going to be using the pure oil node over here on the western beaches. You may remember I was originally using that oil node for the fuel power plant, or it's not the fuel power plant, the fuel plant that's here. I swapped that over to the normal oil node because it only needed 300 per minute, and that'll free me up to use the 540 of the 600 that I'm going to need from the pure oil node here. So I'll meet you guys over here. I think I went ahead and I built like a little platform right here. So I'll meet you guys on that platform. All right, here I am over at the Western Beaches oil field. Here's the original plastic rubber fuel plant we made back in the day. Still operating, still fueling our entire fleet of vehicles and sinking some extras. So I ended up having to bring a whole bunch of extra materials over because it's actually going to take quite a little bit to build this. So I got 2 storage containers here. I don't think I needed 2, but I definitely did not. So I got one here with some extra quick wire motors and sheets in it. Other one here with the computers. So this is all for the blenders and the fuel generators. So I figured these can just kind of wait until the end. I'll throw up a little picture on screen. I did draw this again in the good old Microsoft Paint by a little layout. It looks like absolute garbage to most people who would probably look at it, but hey, it's going to help me out probably. So here is what we're doing. We're going to bring the oil pipe from all the way back here. There it is right there. The line of 600. It's actually, we're only going to be using 540 of it, but using all 600 of liquids is usually a problem. So we got the 540 running down here. We're going to run this down all the way behind, or beside, I guess, the old factory here. Oops. Until we get to this giant platform I built over here. Is it enough room? Probably not. I'll probably have to add even more space on, but we're starting with this for now. Should be enough. So we're going to need to bring the oil over, and you know, as per the picture, we're going to split that up between the refineries, and then those will split off. We'll take the heavy oil residue, mix it with water to get a bunch of fuel. Let's go ahead and bring this pipe over and we'll go from there. All right, we got our oil pipe flowing around to the back side of the factory now. Goodbye, truck. So we are going to set up 3 lines of 6 refineries. I split it up this way because I figured even though you can do it with one, you could do it with just one Mark II pipe where it's the line of 600 to feed all 18. I figured that would be probably problematic to try and feed all 18 off the one line. So I split them into 3 and hopefully it should keep things a little bit easier. I mean, you could definitely load balance this perfectly if you wanted to. Hello? Oh, rude. Trying to fight me while I'm building. So yeah, we're gonna send this down and we're gonna run it into 3 splitters. I'm gonna try and do it where this at least splits evenly between the 3 lines. That should be a little bit better. Let's do our, I think the 3 lines of refineries will fit in here. Maybe, maybe not. Let's find out, shall we? We need 3 lines of 6. Let's get a little idea of what we're working with here. How much space we got? Some loud stuff going on where we live today, so I'm hoping it's not coming through in the recording. There we go. I just ended up making them all face the same way because I was like, you know what? That's going to annoy me if one's facing the wrong way. So now we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 refineries there. Do the same thing all along here. And my copper sheets. So we come prepared. I know I'm going to have to grab more. Just thinking of it now, I'm like, wait, I'm going to need more copper sheets for all the pipes that we're going to need to do here. Thankfully, plastic rubber. I didn't have to bring plastic rubber over because it's literally right here. So there is our set 3 rows of 6 refineries. Make sure it's actually 6 this time. I've been known to put things down incorrectly. Wait, do these not line up? I don't think they do. They do not. I was like, hang on a second. You can tell these are just like slightly off center. Wait, I just realized I have blueprints with the refineries and pipes already attached. So let me just delete this real quick and put the blueprints in instead. Blueprints. 3 refineries of pipes. There we go. I don't know what I was thinking. Probably wasn't. They need to come right. Oh, that's the... There we go. There. Can I still fit this in between? No. Okay, so I'll have to space them out a little more. Okay, I realized it probably just made more sense to add more space so I can actually just use the refineries or the blueprints. Now we can actually put these where we want them to be. We're gonna go right there is gonna be the first one, but I want to line it up with, oops, right there. We got 1 and then a second one right next to it. And then we're going to grab these. We're going to do the same thing on the outside here. Let's see if I can line it up with the other one. There it is. Or no, sorry, that's not. I was going to say that's not correct. Okay, there we go. Now they're in. Sorry if that was confusing. I confused myself quite a bit there. I did end up going with the blueprints. I guess I just added in a little bit more space. I was connecting the pipes up. So the inputs are on the fronts and the outputs are on the back. Let me just kind of color these accordingly so I don't forget where things need to go. At least color the black one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a splitter to right. Let's see. Right in the middle would probably be the best. So let's go. Let's feed the oil into here. See if this is in the middle. Sure is. We'll grab our pipeline, Mark II. Give it a nice 90-degree turn into there. And then this one will go here. This one will go down this way. Probably put too long of a pipe. There we go. And then this one will come into this side here. And there you go. That'll be, you can color code them if you want. That'll be all our crude oil coming in. Perfect. Okay, so we got, oops, I accidentally colored the outputs as oil as well. So now that we've got the input feeding for all those, that's actually going to just give us time to let those pipes fill up. Should I have... I should probably have a industrial fluid storage on here somewhere. So let's go right here. Let's grab a industrial fluid buffer. Probably not necessary. I have heavy modular frames. They're in here. There we go. Yeah, probably not necessary, but you know, just in case. Doesn't hurt. I'd rather have it and not need it. Alright, we got the fluid buffer filling up with oil just in case. Now we can set all our recipes here. We're going to be using the alternate heavy oil residue. So it's going to be outputting heavy oil residue as well as polymer resin. So we're going to need to gather all the polymer resin together, and we're just going to throw it into a sink for now. We're going to use it in the future. But just for now, for the sake of the build, we're going to get it just taken out of the way. But that's like a last minute type thing. It's just going to get thrown into like a sink over here or something. Or maybe on this side, so it'll give me room to add in a little factory what to do with it. But the main factor here is we want all the heavy oil residue. We're going to be sending it over to get mixed with some water in a line of... Oh, this is definitely not a big enough platform now that I see it. So we need 3 lines of 5 blenders each, for the 15 total. So we're going to go ahead and grab all the stuff from our storage here we're going to need for the blenders. Just so I can get them put in, and I'll figure out where to go from there. So this is for all the aluminum for all the blenders and everything. I think that's everything I need, right? Oh, and the heavy modular frames. And motors. I need everything for making blenders. Should be enough, right? Okay. 3 lines of 5 blenders. So all the heavy oil residue is going to come over here. So I think I'm going to keep it going. Yeah, maybe we'll split it going down this way. So let's grab our blenders. We'll put our first one. Actually, no, this, well, it doesn't really matter, right? So put our one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't make sense. This is really far off to the side. Okay, so I'm actually I'm gonna start off from here. First blender is gonna be in line with this one right here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to waste too much room. 5. And we'll give it some space. Give it like at least 2. Let's give it a little extra. There we go. In line with this one? Looks like it. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Oh, need more motors. Thank God it's all right here. But yeah, my game plan going forward is, because 1.0 is honestly probably getting really close at this point. So I'm thinking maybe we're moving into, it's about that far away, right? Do they line up? No, they line up on the outside. Okay. Yeah, so with 1.0 just around the corner, I'm kind of moving like, I don't know, like a little bit faster than I was before. So my general idea is we're obviously not going to finish the game before my restart happens, but I'd like to get as far as I can and, you know, maybe do, oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. I'd like to give nuclear power a little bit of an attempt, just so I know what I'm getting myself into in the next round when the restart comes. Fresh restart comes, you'll be finding myself over in the northern forest. I'm kind of excited actually. Okay, but back to this. We got our 15 blenders now set up. So we're going to be running the heavy oil residue on over to these. And then I'm also going to have to set up 12 water extractors. And it's 3 groups of 4. Each group is going to be sending a line of water to the blenders here. So let's bring the heavy oil residue in over and in first. So what I'm going to do is same thing I did here, or same thing I was saying with the water, I'm going to do with the heavy oil residue. So this one is going to come along the backside here. Put it right in the middle of that platform. And then we're going to bring it down and we're going to have to hook it into all these machines. And I'll do that. And then the sun's going down. I'll just be back when it's daytime. All right, perfect timing. The sun is coming up and I've got the pipes in for the heavy oil residue. Going into the blenders, we're going to be using the alternate diluted fuel recipe, which is just so ridiculous. You take heavy oil residue and water and turn it into fuel. Turns water into fuel. How about that? So we're going to copy and paste all these along here. There we go. All our blenders are set up. And then I also went ahead and set up this little grid pattern for sticking our water extractors into. I got our first 4 all lined up here. So this is how I do it. I go ahead and I stick my pipeline junction right there in that middle of that platform there. Just like that. I'm going to do that for all these. There we go. Oops, I had one group too many off the back here. So it's actually supposed to be 3 groups of 4, not 4 groups of 4. I have too much water. So we do the junction cross right in the middle there. Then we got our water extractors. And I hold control to snap them in line with the junctions that we just put down. And then I can just kind of eyeball the rest of this going in. Hopefully it's roughly in the middle. That's what I don't care quite as much about. But then I can get the same where I line these all up. Make sure I get some green lines going all along. And they're roughly in line with each other now. I mean, this way they're all lined up. It's like, I think this way they'd be a little tiny bit off. But anyway, go ahead and put the rest of these in now. We'll go put that one in there. Same thing. Just look for those where the 2 green lines come together. I think it's about right there. Same thing for over here. There we go. So there is the 16 water extractors we need. Right? No, 12. There's the 12. And my math skills today. The 12 water extractors that we need. They're going to be sending the water part into the blenders here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a pipe above. And I'm going to feed the water in. We'll do like a top-down feed, since obviously can't cross these over now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these 3 lines. Each line is going to again feed another line to the blender. So we're going to bring them up and send them over along here, feed it in, and then we'll take the outputs of fuel, send them all down this way, and they'll be fed into, I think we're going to do, we got 48, so we could do like 6 groups of 6. I think that'll work out. Yeah, 6 groups of 6. There we go. I got all the water extractors hooked up together now. So there you go. 4 into each line, which I can't remember exactly how much water it's moving. I'll have to look at my notes here in a minute. But so we're going to be bringing all these over. Looks like right now we're going to need 500 water split between the 4. So we'll have to figure that one out. I think it's fully, is it fully clocked? Is it 40 times 6? 240. Sorry, I figured out the ratio now. So I actually had to downclock these to 96% each, so 96 per minute. So the reason for that is it'll downclock it, so each line will only take 240 heavy oil residue per minute. So it's 48 times 5. It's 240. Perfect. There we go. So we get all that figured out. Now we can run the water lines over, and now the water lines we need 96 times 5. 480. So 480 divided by 4. Looks like I'm not touching these at all. All right, water pipes. No, I said that water pipes are connected. I offset them just back a little bit just in case anyone's following along and they wanted to be able to see it better. But you can definitely just stack these pipes right on top of each other. But man, look how clean. Look how clean that is. So we got our blue pipes marked out for water, our purple pipes marked out for heavy oil residue. We can leave these, don't need to overclock or underclock any of these bad boys. Now we can collect together all the fuel as the outputs from these. Keep it in 3 separate lines. And then we can put down our fuel generators. Actually, I feel like we can probably start putting down the fuel generators now, right? Probably. Let me grab all the stuff that I need for the fuel generators and we'll start placing them down. Alright, so now it is time to put in all of our 48 fuel generators. I did... Oh, wait. This is 8. Oh. So I practiced placing them and then I took them away again. So now, because I was like, oh, I need to actually... I added a little bit more space off the end here because I was like, oh, I ran out of space because I started from too high up. So now we can put in our fuel generators. I don't have enough rubber on me, but that's just because my inventory is full and I can just go grab the rest of it when I need it. So, fuel generators. We're going to start the first one. Let's leave... I don't need really any space behind it. So let's start on... lined up on that last foundation. We'll go 2, 2 and 1. So I'm going to leave space to bring the pipes up along here. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think I can probably space that over just a little bit more, right? Let's go from like... Let's go from this outside part here. There we go. Actually ended up almost right in the middle of the platform. So we got our... Nope, that's 7. Almost did it again. I've done that before. I'm like, wait, why do I have so many... I'm not producing enough things. It's because you didn't put it on the right one. There we go. We'll go... Let's say... How much space in between here? I guess it doesn't need a ton. Just needs to get that one pipe through here, right? So let's go... Let's say that's 1 foundation. Is it 1 foundation wide? Let's find out. Hey, nailed it. Okay, so let's put in the rest of our fuel generators here. With the space of a 1 foundation in the middle. Or in between them. The word I was trying to say. This looks a little small. I don't know why this one was the easiest to line up. There's literally exactly a foundation right down the middle of these ones. Oopsie. Okay, so if you found yourself being like, hey chef, I don't think your math is mathing correctly because 6 times 6 is only 24. Or, sorry, wow. 6 times 6 is only 36 and you need 48. So you are correct. So I actually need 6 groups of 8. So we need to add 2 more to each one here. Oopsie. Math's hard, okay? There we go. Okay, 48 fuel generators. Done. I actually haven't been updating our to-do list. I'm so sorry. So we got our 18 refiners. We got our 12 water extractors. We got our 15... Hello? We got our 15 blenders. We have our 48 fuel generators. Now we're going to do a quick little power montage of hooking up all these machines at least. And then actually I'll just do a mix. I'll do it in a... because going to find the power shards isn't going to be that crazy. So I'll just do a mix of like hooking up the power and going to find the power shards. And then I'll meet you guys back here for firing everything up. Just kidding. We actually need to do all the pipe work for these fuel generators first. Might as well, right? Get it done another way. I want to put it in the middle of the foundation. My bad. There we go. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to be so nice to have another 18,000 megawatts of power to play with. Even though it's all going to be gone in the blink of an eye when I go to the next episodes. Yeah, thank you guys again so much for the support on the channel. Getting us past... Oh, I need to go grab more copper sheets. So yeah, I mean, this is basically just going to be hooking up all the pipes through here. I'm going to hook up all the pipes throughout the... because it's just a manifold system. Along the line here, and then I'll just show you guys quickly hooking up the pipe, the feed-in pipes. God, you guys ever just placed belts for so long you thought you were starting to lose your mind? But there we go. We got all the outputs and everything hooked up. They get to stay orange at least because they're all for fuel. So here's how I'm going to deal with the splitting of them. So they're going to feed... Oops. This line is going to get split. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it from the middles. We'll split. We'll take the output from the middle so that way it's even. And then we'll split them from there. There we go. Now I'm branching out from the middle of the outtake line, so hopefully it'll be a little bit more balanced and less sloshy. So we've got these splitters over to here. Then we're going to put the next two. One goes there. Actually, these just get split into two, don't they? I guess I don't need another splitter. Yeah, because from this line, they just get split into their respective things. So we go... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what... Sometimes I just get these weird glitches when I'm playing this game, man. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I hate when it does this. There we go. When it's that close together, it can be hard to actually get them to connect sometimes. So we split one into there. The other one's going to come over here. Feed that line there. There we go. There is the outputs from the fuel. My knee's in the way. There we go. Outputs from the fuel going split into each line there. You can definitely tighten up these pipes if you want. I tried to leave it a little bit more open in case anyone's trying to follow along and they want to copy this for themselves. A lot of pipe work for this one. A lot of pipe work recently. The more blenders and refineries I start using, a lot more pipe work. Yeah, so now that is, I believe, oh, I just wanted to say one more thing about the back. I don't know if this is necessary. You guys can let me know down below. I added this connector pipe down the back, which connects all the lines together. Just in case. I don't know. Is that necessary? Probably not. You guys can let me know if what you guys think. But yeah, now we can jump into, especially the sun setting. We'll head on back to our main base, unload some of the stuff we don't need. We will go grab what I think should be enough for 144 power shards. I'll try and keep track enough. I mean, I know purples give me 5 each, so at least that's a good start. And then I will also do the power montage. And I'll see you guys when we get back. That brings us to the end of the power, well, of the power montage and the power slug montage. I did end up being able to find enough to make, where was it, 145? Or no, 148, because I already threw 3 into one of the fuel generators. Because, well, I found like 120 something, and then I had a few left over kicking around in the storage, so this is going to use up all the power shards I now have, but it'll be worth it for 18,000 megawatts of power. So I did also, I don't know if you guys noticed while I was building, I had the refineries placed in the wrong direction. So I had to go ahead and take those down and put them all back up. So I did hook up the water at least, so the water pipes are all filled up. And I think the oil has been pumping long. Yeah, the oil's been pumping long enough. Everything's all filled up here as well. So now we can go ahead and fire on these. We'll start with the refineries, which is going to be this line right here. There we go. We were missing one. Oh, hello. Got a new friend in my factory, except he can't get through my pipes. Sucks to suck. Alright, so we've got all our 18 refineries doing our heavy oil residue. It's not taking... Oh my god, I forgot to... Hang on. I forgot to do the output for the polymer resin. Let's take care of that really quick. We're going to need to fit a sink in here somewhere. It's just going to get sunk. It'll actually get used for something in the future, but for now it's just going to get sunk. So let's go, let's put just a concrete platform here. And we will bring it. I can't believe I forgot all about the polymer resin. Alright, so for putting these in, I actually have a blueprint that I'm going to use my 3-high merger here. And let's figure, I'm just going to use a lift here really fast so I know where to put the mergers. Looks like about right there. Is that going to work? Or am I going to move? I'm going to have to move the power pole. Okay, so they're going to clip into, I'll clip them into the machines. So it looks like it's, okay, I know where it's going to be. It's going to be about right. It's going to be right over the pipe essentially. There we go. Problem has been fixed. Now I can turn everything back on. So I should probably go and edit my blueprint for the refineries to actually include the solid output. And I mean, technically, well, I should probably make more refinery blueprints, one with like inputs and outputs for actually all the solid stuff, because we're gonna need that for the pure. We need to make some ones for like pure ingots and things going forward. So this one blueprint is not going to work for us going through everything. But we have everything back together now. We can go ahead and hook this back together, turning on all these refineries so that they can start pumping out their polymer resin as a byproduct. Like I said, we're just sticking it into the awesome sink for now. We'll turn it into an actual product when we're done later. I actually have some big projects with lots of polymer resin involved. And some other big projects coming up that's going to be making over 2,000 polymer resin per minute. It's going to be crazy. So now that those are starting to work, we see those purple pipes starting to fill up. I'm going to wait until they're all filled up before I actually turn the blenders on. But by splitting these up into multiple groups, it seems like I was able to balance the crude oil out a lot faster. So These are already fully balanced, I think. Yes. Excellent. So now I'm just going to do the same. We're going to let the pipes fill up along here. And then how did I have these connected? I think I just need to connect it right here. I see full purple pipes all the way down. We sure do. All right, let's get her going. Connect in all the blenders that are all set to be making diluted fuel. Hopefully they're nicely balanced as well. Looks like we're missing some water pressure for this machine right here. I wonder why that's happening. Okay, it's just because they had to get fired back up again. Okay, now we're good. I was like, hang on just a minute here. Ah, this build is actually incredibly balanced liquid for the liquids. I am thoroughly impressed with myself on this one. Wow. I think that's not happening yet, is everyone doesn't have fuel down here, but that's okay. With those handful running, what I can actually do is if I took, well, I was gonna say if I take this off the power grid for a bit, but actually yeah, I can still do that. So I just go, oh wait, this isn't even on the power grid. These are just powering themselves, which I think is how you're actually supposed to do it, because then they don't burn. They burn a little bit more consistently if you let them kind of, yeah, do their own, let them ramp up slowly before you connect it to everything else. But now the only thing I have left to do is we're going to go through it and we're going to overclock every single power plant here. We're going to give them all 3 power shards. And unfortunately you can't copy and paste on these ones. I wish you could. Alright, everybody is powered on, and so welcome to Chefree's first problem-free build. The only thing I had to adjust, I mean technically problem-free, was I just threw a liquid buffer or fluid buffer on here for the water because I found some of my fluid extractors were just not able to unload it into the pipes fast enough. It's just a weird thing with Mark II pipes, but yeah, having a little industrial buffer here takes out any excess water from the line, and then it just kind of flows itself back through and balances back out, and everything's good to go. Look at this beautiful, beautiful factory. So let's go ahead. We can actually see exactly how perfect it's running. We go in like this. We're actually going to hook the actual power into this, so they're actually, you know, feeding into things. Now, if we click on this power pole right here, actually, I have to disconnect this from the main power line really quick, which is this one right here. Yeah, everyone should still be running here. Yeah, it's going to go from, this was our entire power grid, to now it's just going to be this grid only. So I can actually see how things are running. Look at that. Perfectly straight lines all the way across. We have a 100% efficient, problem-free build on our hands. Let's go. I thought I saw a yellow light there for a second. I was like, well, wait a second. That's not what this is. But yeah, it looks like everything is working just fine. So we can go ahead and connect this back into the main power line, and we will add 18,000 megawatts to the rest of our power grid. There we go. Now we can leave this behind and not worry about it. So we'll take 144 power shards off our to-do list. Oops, not like that. And then just before I end off today's episode, I want to go ahead and go over the pre-planning for next episode, because it's going to be quite a bit of work. It'll probably be a multi-part episode where we put together a factory for 50 crystal oscillators per minute. So we're going to go head on back to the main base now. We'll wait until the sun comes up, and then I will tell you guys all about all the machines we're going to need, where we're going to build it, and then what we're going to need for the build, so that you guys can get prepared for the next episode. Alright, I made it back to the home base. So now we can talk about what we're going to need for next time. This is the first time I've ever done this in the same episode. We've had 2 different to-do lists. So for next time, we're going to be putting out 50 crystal oscillators per minute. I mean, we'll probably won't get to that in the one episode, because as you can see, there's quite a few machines lined up for us on the side here. We're going to be doing miners, refineries, and water, constructors, assemblers, manufacturers, and 1 drone station, which I forgot to add to the to-do list. Go transport, drone port, and a drone. So, what we're going to need for the next episode, you will need 47 refineries, 145 constructors, 23 assemblers, 50 manufacturers, 11 water extractors, 4 miner Mark IIs, a drone port, and a drone. And so you're going to need, well, quite a bit of materials. So you can go ahead and start stacking up these if you don't have them available, or just get them ready. And I will tell you all about where we are going to be building this. So I've got them marked out already. Crystal oscillator is going to be up here. This is about the border of the northern forest and the red sand, or not, no, this is the red sand dunes. This is the rocky dunes, rocky desert, whatever it's called. So we do have a road that actually comes up all along here. Now we're just going to have to extend it to where the crystal oscillators are going to be. And then back here is going to be the project post crystal oscillators. It's going to be a heavy oil residue plant making 4,600 heavy oil residue, packaged heavy oil residue per minute. And then I'll just train it all over the map. But that's because there's nothing in this entire area except for, well, it's really beautiful, but there's nothing in the area for materials except for just a bunch of oil nodes. So I'm going to pick them all up here. I'm going to package them. I'm going to train them all around the map. But that's future Chefry's problem. For now, we're going to worry about the crystal oscillators. I'm going to head on up over to this area of the map just so you guys can see the nodes and everything we're going to be using. And then that'll be it for today. But let's just, let's get a good pre-plan for next episode. I'm going to meet you up here by the crystal oscillators. I'm going to shoot myself out of a cannon, I think. All right, we're over here at the, pretty much the board. Like here's the northern forest and here's where the biome changes. Actually, here's my aluminum plant too. We're real nice and close to that. So here's the road that I've extended out previously, long time ago. It just ended up coming to nothing. And this is the spot where I would like to build the crystal oscillators factory. Now the reason for this is we have 2 pure quartz nodes here to work from, which we're going to need. I think it's just shy of 1200 quartz per minute. And then I have 4 pure iron nodes here. I think I only need 2 for this build. And then the other 2 are going to get committed to the packaged heavy oil residue that we're going to be doing, that I mentioned we're going to be doing in the future. But so those are we're going to be 2 nodes there, 2 nodes there, and then there's a copper, right? I think it's that one right there. There's copper on this side of the water, and I believe it's that one that we're going to be using. And that's all you need for this build is copper, iron, and quartz. Just lots of it. So I'm probably going to aim to build it probably about probably a big it's going to be a very large platform. As you remember, I listed off quite a few machines. So it's probably going to take up most of this area. And we'll cover up the water along, or this open gap here. And we'll pump the water up from down below. That should be nice and easy. But that is going to be it for today's episode. I really appreciate you guys being here once again. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you guys again so much for getting the channel to 500 subscribers. The channel memberships should now be open. If you're interested in signing up, there's not a ton of bonuses just yet, but there will. I'll work on some more in the future. But aside from that, thank you guys again for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for some crystal oscillators. Have a good one.